Hi guys, I'm Charlie, your Charlie Book Fanatic. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to talk to you about the books I want to read in May. Kind of funny story, the first book I want to talk to you about I actually managed to finish in April, but it was on my May TBR, I swear. I just managed to finish it in 2 days and then it was already done in April. I've already started a second book, which is also on this TBR. I am almost done with that one. I'm probably going to finish it today, the day I am filming this, not the day this was uploaded, so the reading is going very good for May. So the first book I want to talk about is a release by Fredrik Ness. I borrowed this book from the library and I just picked it up on a whim, really. I love Fredrik Ness's previous books, and Release was just something I saw at the library and was like, okay, I'll read another book by Fredrik Ness. And this one was kind of disappointing. I think I rated 2.5 stars. This is about a homosexual guy who is scared of telling his parents that he is gay, and basically the story just flows from there. Nothing really happens. It alternates between chapters from Anna's perspective and chapters from the perspective of a girl who was murdered. They didn't really connect with each other, only in a little bit at the end, but they weren't related to each other in any way, so I felt it was very weird to tell those two stories in this one book. I like the homosexual representation. I know Fredrik Ness is gay, and I think he always does that very well in his books. A lot of diversity in this book. Our main character's best friend was Korean American, I believe, and also didn't label herself, or if she labeled herself, it would be bisexual. So yeah, there is a lot of representation going on in this. But besides that, this wasn't really my cup of tea, honestly, but I will talk to you more about this book in my wrap-up. I would still recommend you read it because you might like it more than I did. The book I'm currently reading is called Stay Sweet, and it's a standalone contemporary romance by Siobhan Vivian. It's about a girl who becomes head girl at this ice cream truck she's been working at for years with a lot of other girls, and there's this tradition that every girl who works at this ice cream truck becomes best friends with all of the other girls. That is really all that is happening so far. That's all I know about it. The main owner of the ice cream truck dies at the beginning of the book. Her great nephew comes and takes over the ice cream truck. He is in university, but he wants to get some experience and takes over the ice cream truck, but he has no clue what he's actually doing because he's trying to put theory into practice. Our main character, Amelia, is trying to help him out, but it is not as easy as it seems. The third book I'm interested in reading is called A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman. I read Bear Town by Fredrik Backman before, and it wasn't my favorite book. I know a lot of people liked it and it had a huge impact. It was a really impactful story, but besides that, I didn't really like the whole writing of it, but I do feel like I want to give Fredrik Backman another chance. This is for the Pop Sugar Challenge. It is set in a Scandinavian country, which is Sweden, I think. And A Man Called Ove follows this man called Ove, and he's a very grumpy man, and then this couple moves into the house next door, and I think he kind of warms towards them or something like that. I feel like it's a very adorable, funny little story, and I'm excited to dive into this and read something soothing for once. The next book I want to talk about is The Princess and the Fangirl by Poston. This is the second book in the Once Upon a Con series. I don't know how many books there are going to be, but this is the sequel, the companion novel to Kiera. And this follows one of the side characters from Kiera, an actress, and there is this girl who is a huge fan of the show or the movie this actress is in. They decide to swap roles since they really look alike, and this actress just wants to be a normal person and this fan wants to be in the movie, so it was very obvious that they could change places, and they do exactly that. This is a retelling of The Prince and the Pauper, whereas Kiera was a retelling of Cinderella, so all these books are fairy tale retellings. And I'm excited to see what Poston makes of this particular fairy tale. As you can see, we're in a completely different location. That is because this is actually filmed on an earlier date than what you've seen earlier. But I could not wait to film this until the day I usually film, because I thought of some more books I wanted to add, and I actually looked into my trusty TBR jar, which I haven't used for a couple of months since I have been doing the Pop Sugar Challenge. Because there's only 3 books on my TBR right now, I thought it would be a good idea to finish up the 3 more challenges I have in this and to just empty the jar, maybe use it for a different kind of challenge, you know. So I am doing this right now with you. And we are going to look at the first challenge and just pick some books to go along with it. I don't know if I'm going to finish all of those books this month. I will just move them up to next month. But I thought it would be fun to finally finish up this TBR jar I've been using for more than a year now. The first challenge is a non-fiction book. And that's going to be hard because I have exactly 0 non-fiction books on my TBR right now. I'm going to go through challenges right now, and then I'm going to tell you the books I picked with the challenges. So I'll just mention all of these 3 challenges first. The next challenge is, oh no, I could already see what it was. A book with a love triangle. The trusty love triangle, the hated love triangle. I'll see if I can find a book that is not The Hunger Games with a love triangle, or any book that I've read, preferably not a dystopian. And the last challenge is a book set in a different country. A different country than what though? Me in the past. I think a different country than the country I live in, but I don't really read books from my own country. So none of the books I read are really set in Ellen, so I think I should pick this up as a book that is not set in the US or the UK as well, and just go for a completely different kind of country. I think it might be finally time for me to read Selection by Kiera, which is the first book in the Selection series, which I don't know how many books that series has, but I think there are still books coming out. Selection was very popular years and years and years ago. A lot of people actually don't like the main character, who is called America's Singer, because she seems to be very whiny. I have no clue about that. I've never even tried to read the Selection, but I am very willing to try. I've seen it at my local library a couple times. It has been calling my name, and I think it is finally time to try this first book. If you don't know what the Selection is about, it's about a girl called America's Singer who participates in this kind of selection process or some sort of pageants where Prince Maxim, one of the male love interests, chooses his bride-to-be. I guess that's the story. Then there's also another guy called Aspen who America is completely in love with, I think, and that is the love triangle in this, which I am using this book for. For a book set in a different country, I'm just going to go with a book that was already on my TBR, and there's A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman, which I talked about earlier. And lastly, for the non-fiction book, I've been hearing a whole lot about this book called Becoming, which is written by Michelle Obama, who was the first lady when Barack Obama was the president of the United States. And I think that is a very interesting because I didn't really used to watch videos on Michelle Obama. I don't know a whole lot about her, and I think it would be nice to read her autobiography, which she has written herself, and I'm very excited to see what she has to say. So these were the books I want to talk to you about. Let me know down below whether you've read any of these books or what are you going to read in May. I would love to know. Thanks for watching.